I'm interrupting his TikTok. He's doing a TikTok just to let everybody know we're going live. But welcome to Raise Hale, Praise Dale podcast, where we talk about everything related to the world of the NASCAR Cup Series and a little bit of other things sprinkled in. I'm Voodoo. That's JT Dallas. That's JT Dallas. We're your co-host, and hoping that we can have a little bit of fun with you guys tonight, talking about some racing that happened this past weekend, as well as finally getting back to some truck and cup racing this weekend. So let's do the doggone thing. So he's not going crazy over there. He is just making a TikTok. He'll be back in a second. But welcome. Got some new graphics that are going to be coming out tonight, so keep a lookout for that. We are at 46 subs, so if you have not subscribed to us yet and you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and get that out the way for us. That way you can help us reach out to some more people. We are just 4 shy away from 50. So help us get there if you don't have us there already.
You are echoing in my stuff.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Is that better?
Talk some more.
Talkie.
Yep, that's 10 times better.
All right. I figured as much. Anyways, we're gonna jump straight into chit-chatting since we're just a couple minutes late. But hopefully you'll enjoy tonight's episode. This is our 28th episode.
Heck yeah, homie.
Not too shabby. We already
Sorry,
got
I'm getting all my stuff together.
You're good. We already got the intro out the way. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the post-race breakdown.
Let's do it.
That. So now if you're joining in on the stream and you look down below, you can tell what segment we're on. Yeah. Anywho's penalties. We ain't got none because they had no cup racing.
Sadly.
That ends after this episode because we're back this weekend, baby. Let's go.
I am ready.
So we did cover, at least give you a schedule for a handful of races that were going on from some of the lower series. So we'll just give you a couple quick stats from those. Not going to go into detail like we do on the cup races and stuff, but that's all good. Starting with North Wilkesboro. I tried to combine them into one word there. Starting with the Pro Late models, the top 10 there, you got Tristan McKee, pulled out the checkered flag there. Then you got Corey Hyman second, Spencer Davis in third, Dylan Fetcho and Matt Craig rounding out your top 5. Then you got Connor Jones, Caden Quaffle, Caden Honeycutt, Jake Bowman, and Jimmy Renfrew Jr. rounding out your top 10. That was the Pro Late models, the Reverend 100 for the Z-Max Cars Tour, baby.
Heck yeah, boy. Hang on, I will cover ARCA in just 1 second. I'm sorry.
You're good. I'm not on to ARCA yet. Okay. Window World 125, which is the late model stock cars for the Cars Tour. You got Trayton Lapsovic. I'm guessing. I might say that wrong. He pulled out the checker flag. Another second place for Corey Heim, Minnie Tyrell, Carson Quaffle, and Brendan Queen round out your top 5. Then Gio Ruggiero, Mason Diaz, Ronnie Bassett Jr., Ryan Millington and Brent Cruz round out your top 10 for that. Window World 125 at North Wilkesboro.
Will you turn that last light switch off, Kinsey? Thank you so much.
Next up is the IMSA
thing.
Pilot Challenge at Road America.
No. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You're looking for papers. Why don't you just use the coloring book? They're over
I did
on
not put the top 10 for these because there's technically 2 drivers for each car. That would have been a lot of names to list out. So your GS class winner and your overall winner team is the number 28 of Trent Hinman and Stephen McAleer. Then your TCR class winner is your number 5 team of Tim Lewis and William Talley.
You still have like an echo going on. I don't know what the heck's going on, but it's fine. We can fix it later. I will be right back. Sorry guys. My wife had to step out, so I am in charge of some kiddos. So I will be right back.
We'll just keep the show
ready
rolling.
to stream. I promise.
We'll keep the stream rolling. Jumping to ARCA, the Shore Lunch 250 at Elko Speedway. Get your top 10 here of William Saulick pulling out your win, LeVar Scott, Chris Wright, Isabella Robusto, and Andres Perez running out your top 5. EJ Tamayo, Tony Bredinger, Sean Hingorani, Brad Van Alst, and Christian Rose rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, I had my eye on Tony's news. Sunoco car. Did you see that one?
I did, yeah. I think I like it better than the Raising Cane's car.
I definitely like it better than the Raising Cane's. My Lord. But yep, so top 10 finish for her. Doing pretty good. Sorry guys, hang on. I know I should have been prepared. I was not. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Oh, so we had we had ARCA, we had the Cars Tour, but not even in this country. NASCAR Brazil ran, what was it, 2 races?
3.
3. Yeah. So they ran 3, 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. Daniel Suarez was a part of all those races, and he finished pretty solid. So technically he won 1 race, but on Saturday, race 1. But unfortunately he was awarded a 5-second penalty, resulting in a 6th place finish.
Welcome to the chat, Carlos. ARCA finish was insane.
Oh yeah, the .001. I know I kind of just brushed over that. Sorry, I was trying to get focused back in after setting all this up.
It could have been 3 cars that minimal distance there.
Right. But anywho, after that first race on Saturday, after the 5-second penalty and that 6th place finish, the second race he finished 2nd. But the leader was given a penalty, which resulted in Suarez being credited with the win. And the 3rd race on Sunday was he got a podium finish again with a top 3 finish, meaning he finished in 3rd. But also these 3 races were not the highlight of his weekend because he got married while he was in Brazil. So congratulations to Daniel Suarez and all his amigos. That we're all happy for him. He had a good weekend racing, had a good weekend of life. So
I promise you, like, everybody in my house realizes that start streaming means get loud.
Well, you seen mine. They started needing everything as soon as I hit start streaming. So
yeah.
But anywho,
moving on forward. Didn't have any more races, but we still got to bring up the winless streak counter. Right.
Yep. Oh, Corey LaJoy, 258. Next weekend it'll be 259.
Might be bumping the 270 mark before the end of the season.
Maybe. Do you think he's going to get picked up by another team?
I find it very hard to believe that he will.
I don't know. I could see it. Just, I mean, he's made it this far with no wins. Why not try to push it?
I feel like there's some younger people with no wins that could perform a little better than you could.
But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Playoff prediction update. There is none because obviously no Oasis.
But that all changes this weekend.
Yeah, we actually get to cover something on our Race Day Horizon later on in the show.
Right.
But first, we got to do a different section.
Yes, sir. We got to do our trackside trends. Sorry, I got to adjust my hat. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Everything in my life's falling apart, apparently.
What's new?
Right. All right. So you want to start this first one?
Sure, I can. So BBS, which is the single lug nut supplier for NASCAR next gen cars, has filed for bankruptcy. But the good news is it should have no effect on the Cup Series because it's actually just BBS Germany that's filing for bankruptcy, and NASCAR gets its parts from BBS Japan, like F1 does. So we should be good.
Also, unless you get aftermarket rims for your Volkswagen, you should be good to get it for your Honda. I can't talk. Because like you said, BBS Germany is the one that's bankrupt.
I think they're officially called like BBS Auto Technic or something like that, but
of course they are. It's German.
Yeah.
But anyway, on Thursday, there was a meeting between government officials in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and NASCAR representatives, and the city is interested in potentially hosting the Clash in 2026.
The VIP has entered the chat.
Braden, my buddy, what is going on, homie?
Welcome.
If you guys are new here, Braden is our VIP. He shows up every week and drops a bunch of wisdom and funny quotes to us.
Yeah, definitely becoming a little part of the show there.
We're gonna have to get him in the Discord or something.
Yeah, maybe we can be able to pull that off one day. Clash in Brazil could be interesting. Although I don't know if you'd be able to pull all them cars out there just for a non-points paying race.
Right. I wonder if they just used the NASCAR Brazil cars. I mean, they're similar. At least they seemed similar.
Maybe.
But
he's the Jimmy Johnson of the chat, he says.
Well, Braden, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. Jimmy Johnson would be instantaneous. Let's get him on the show. He would have been on the show already.
Right.
Made about 1,000 clips out of it and posted it all over the place.
Both of us fangirling like no other.
Yeah. Kills me while I wipe up this drool.
Yeah. Look like your mom's chihuahua after looking at a breadstick. Just
All right. So moving forward, NASCAR has agreed to another Netflix documentary, but the plans aren't clear as of yet because the teams are still trying to get that charter agreement settled first. Which there is a little bit of news on that.
Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna break it, condense it a little bit. Both sides largely agree on the financial split of the TV money in the new deal, but they're still trying to work out team requests like new revenue opportunities. I mean, there's still button heads against the charter. Isn't NASCAR wanting to do away with them? I can't remember. It's been going on for a long time.
Well, NASCAR definitely doesn't want them to be permanent. I think they're gonna agree. I forget how many years that potentially was on there, but
Wasn't it
they
like
definitely don't want them
10?
permanent. The teams want them permanent.
I mean, I get why they want them permanent because that's definitely a, job security. But at the same time, can NASCAR even let's look at it this way. Do I want charters to be permanent? I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool for charters to be permanent solely because, the teams put a lot of money on the line, which I'm pretty sure in my opinion has changed because I was like, nah, charters shouldn't exist. But if you look at like the business side of the teams, they put millions of dollars on the line. Just like think of it like manufacturers, okay? So the reason Dodge got out is because it was so expensive to run, advertisements and all that. Plus they had to find teams to carry them. Yeah, I mean, there's so much money tied up in the sport that you don't want to show up to a track and not make it in by a thousandth of a second. You know what I mean? Because then you've just wasted all this money for the setup. You've wasted all the money for the car. Which I mean, the bigger teams they wouldn't really sweat it as much because I mean, let's be honest. Ever since the '80s, some of these bigger teams was guaranteed a spot in, just because of how good they are.
Yeah. And
I.e.,
see,
Joe Gibbs, Hendrick. Those teams are the powerhouses. But you've got these smaller teams like Spire and I mean, let's be honest, Trackhouse. Trackhouse is a good team, but they're relatively new. And they don't have all the backing and the support that Hendrick or Joe Gibbs has. So, I mean, they could show up and all these little teams are scrambling while the bigger dogs are just sitting there like, it's whatever. When I mean, let's be honest, the bigger teams have the money to throw and the smaller teams are kind of coveting, they're trying to make it work. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, firstly, Braden's saying that he really doesn't want NASCAR to go out of the U.S. I don't see a problem with it going out of the U.S. as long as it's still on television.
Right.
If they
And
do
it's not
this something like only on Prime Video or only on the NBC Sports app or some garbage like that, then that's a different story. But
I'm cool with it as long as it's better than the Coliseum because I loathe
well,
the Coliseum.
we
It
could
was
have it in my
awful.
backyard and it'd be better than the Coliseum.
Yeah, I agree because I would just hit you up like, hey, listen. But I don't know. I wish that I see both points. As far as NASCAR saying, well, if something happens, we don't want to be financially responsible trying to get your team here. If
Yeah.
that makes sense, I
Um.
get both as far as that. But to
Yeah.
Braden's point on outside the U.S., I agree with you. Uh, as long as it's on, Fox or NBC, even I'd be okay with it, even if it's like on Prime or something like that. Just not like you said on the sports app, not on anything bad, like kind of off rate. Like, oh, this one's going to be on Flow Racing. Uh, I don't want it to be like a pay per view event where it's like, oh, it's an extra $50 to watch this race that could get
Yeah.
rained out.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's the only part that I'm like, ugh. But
Now, in regards to the charter question that you asked me a minute ago before we got sidetracked,
okay,
um, the charter is nice because it allows these teams to kind of focus on being able to sell to sponsors and be like, yeah, I'm guaranteed to be in this race and this race and this race, blah blah blah. But at the same time, like if they continue down this road and then charters do become permanent, how long is it before that bleeds over to Xfinity and then eventually trucks, where we get the same situation?
honestly, I could see it reverse. Like if Cup would not do charter, I could see the other two doing charters solely. But I don't know, solely to keep sponsors going. That's where I was going to go with that. But the more I talked about it, the more I was like, no, because then you would have these teams that you won't have your drivers that are up and coming actually get a shot if they're on some nobody team. So that I see where you're coming from on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
I'm trying to think here. I don't know. I can't do the math in my head. It's too much math. I was trying to think of if they implemented the rule of only allowing 3 cars per team. Like, how many teams could you get away with and still have a handful of cars be able to try and race their way in?
12. That'd give you 36. And then you would have a 4-car play.
Yeah. But do you want to only have 4 cars able to race in, or do you want more?
So that's when you would play with the, well, we're only giving 10 teams the charters, which kind of screws out, the other teams that have them now. And then you'd have 10 cars that were able to race their way in.
Yeah.
Or we could go back to like the 80s version where you could have 45 cars on the track and then you'd have 15 racing in.
Yeah, we'll see where it moves though.
I would even be okay with if charters were only for like the majority of tracks, but like you get to Bristol or you get to like Martinsville, the paperclip, right? Am I thinking the right one?
Yep. I feel like this show keeps getting louder and louder.
No, I can't hear it, to be honest. Even in Discord, I can't hear it.
Well, I know it's not picking up on the show, but like it's making it harder to hear you.
Oh, I got you. But yeah, I mean, like I get tracks like that kind of have to have a number limit put on them. Maybe don't do charters on that one. Just a couple out of them, just to keep it interesting. Because I mean, I'm gonna say this: the like dirt hero that might be able to get a cup car running will probably be more apt to qualify in those shorter tracks than in the bigger ones. You know what I mean? Because I mean, most of the dirt tracks are quarter mile anyway, if not smaller.
True.
So,
but
that's just my thoughts on.
Continuing with charter talk.
Yeah.
Time zones could suck, Braden, but I think Brazil is pretty much on at least a majority of our time zones.
I think it's like a 3-hour difference at the most.
I would think they would be at least on some of the same time zones as some of our time zones.
Maybe Hawaii.
I don't know. I have to look that up. But continuing charter talks, there's new rules that NASCAR included in these set of charter drafts around private equity, including a prospective ban on sovereign wealth funds, which would prevent the likes of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund from investing in teams for the duration of the deal. For this one here,
you don't want no Saudi cars going around.
Keep that American money in there, baby.
Yeah, I see why they did it, but at the same time, I could see where this could hurt them in the long run because you're basically cutting off a path of revenue. Granted, do I think it should have happened? Yes, because I mean, let's be honest, NASCAR is a majority of American sport. I'm not saying auto racing is American. I'm saying NASCAR in itself is American.
Yep.
Before even you keyboard warriors, start attacking me.
Braden mentioned he was talking about if they went to like Europe or something like that. Technically, the Cup Series did go to Japan once.
96. They went to Sakura.
Yeah. I don't know how off the time was for that because I didn't watch it live. But
I was not alive.
I was 10. Anywho. Jerk.
Ugh. But anyway, moving on away from the charter and financial discussions, the truck race at Martinsville now has a title. The Zip Buy Pay Now Later, or I'm sorry, Zip Buy Now Pay Later 200. That is
a tongue twister, huh?
Oh my lord. Zip Buy Now Pay Later 200. What genius wrote that one? That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you could have just been the Buy Now Pay Later 200, okay? Or the Zip 200. Not both of them.
Too bad. So sad.
Yeah, I know.
2025 schedule, we don't have any updates on that, but hopefully within the next week or two, potentially we could have the schedule. We shall see on that.
Oh, but yeah, but we do have some new paint schemes.
Very complicated sponsor name, Braden. Say that 3 times fast.
I was just about to say the same thing. Wasn't it last week that we were talking about tongue twisters?
I think so, yeah.
Ugh. But you ready to look at some new schemes, homie?
We got some team changes first there, bud.
You might have to cover this one because I don't see them in my notes.
Ooh, snap.
It's literally like the schedule and then jumps to the paint schemes.
Gripping on me. So Andretti Global President J.F. Thorman announced Thursday that the team is planning to expand its operation into the NASCAR Cup Series.
Oh, Mario's getting into it again?
Well, I don't know if it's the Andretti family. It's more of their business, I guess. Schedule did take forever to come out last year, too. But it feels like it's longer this year for some reason. Now the Andretti Global thing, yeah, they're talking about expanding into the Cup Series, but they're also still trying to get into the F1 Series as well. So there's no official talks of expanding yet. It's just them putting a dream out there, I guess. And then also wanting to invest in NASCAR is the Yankees Steinbrenner family. They've been kicking the tires on jumping into NASCAR.
Instead of just a wider Red Sox schemes, we could have a Yankees car come out, huh?
Oh, can't wait for the pinstripes on a Cup car.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know about that.
What? You don't think
not the Yankees pinstripes.
Aw, come on.
Not on a race car.
Oh, yeah?
It'll look like the doggone Hamburglar car.
Yeah.
So,
Conor McGregor's pinstriping.
Oh, where's your webcam? There it goes.
I have no idea. They could put Conor McGregor's pinstripe suit on.
Yeah, maybe so.
I doubt that one.
So since you don't have these team changes, I'll keep going on those. So 2311 made an announcement this week that the number 50 will be returning to Watkins Glen.
They better hide their jet dryers.
You were going to say it.
Oh, JPM.
Too bad we can't cut that out because we're live.
You're welcome.
But yeah, Juan Pablo Montoya, the jet dryer destroyer.
I seen it. Speaking of this, I'm sorry. So you've seen the meme where it's like the SpongeBob fish, where it's like, rev up those fryers because I sure am hungry. I was scrolling Twitter and I seen that meme, but they took Montoya's face and pasted on there, and then they whited out fryers and put dryers. So instead of fryers, it's rev up those drivers. I'm sure I'm hungry.
Ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
Braden agrees with me that just black and white would be boring as far as the Yankees paint scheme.
But I was thinking of like, because you know their colors aren't really just black and white, because they've also got that royal blue going on.
Yeah, close to black.
Yeah, it could be cool depending on how they do it. I mean, like think this way, like when I picture it in my head, I'm thinking of like, okay, so the door panel, you got like a line, kind of like Johnson's car, but instead of like yellow, it'd be like the black, and then behind it, you'd have the white with the pinstriping, right, with the number, and if they have a foil number, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then the whole hood of the car would be the royal blue with the big, New York Yankees emblem on the hood. I think it'd be pretty. I think it'd be a decent car. I didn't say it would be like, oh my gosh, this car is so cool. I just think it'd be pretty decent.
Oh, man, I wouldn't be mad seeing a Yankee scheme on the track, but if you're gonna pull out any baseball team, you need to have Houston Astros getting rolled out. Just saying.
Oof.
Braden says Daniel Suarez in an Aaron Judge car would be cool.
And Aaron L. I could see that. That'd be pretty cool.
One more team change before we get to those paint schemes you're like so eager to see.
That's all I can see right now. I'm sorry.
This is with Xfinity, and Sam Hunt Racing is going to bring the number 26 Synergy modular car to Michigan and Phoenix.
The car's gonna break into modules. Sophia, quit messing with the.
But that's going to be, I want to say Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Ooh.
I didn't put that on the notes for some fail.
It doesn't matter. I can't see him anyway. We're gonna have an Earnhardt car or an Earnhardt, and we're gonna have an Earnhardt back in the field. I'd be cool with that. You know what would make it even cooler though? If hang on, someone's messing with my camera. Stop. Stop it. You stop it. No. We'll leave it alone. There you go. Oh my lord. Children, I'm telling you. Anyway, if Odell Jr. gets his copyright, of his old school number 8 and lets Sam Hunt borrow it because they're pretty tight, and lets Jeffrey run a kind of throwback, but instead of Budweiser running, the Synergy modular.
Maybe.
It'd be pretty cool. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
What?
Ready for them paint schemes?
Yep, I'm ready.
Got a new way to bring them to you this time around.
Let's do it. Whoa, so cool. Got some underwear on the car.
Yeah, this is the Infinite Cool Underwear car from Giacchi.
I feel like Chastain's the new Kevin Harvick when it comes to schemes because he's got some pretty good ones. This one's super simple, but it feeds into my sense of humor.
Well, look how they got the dude on the side of the car is like exactly where Chastain will be sitting at.
Like I said, it feeds into my sense of humor. I like it. It's super simple, but hey,
yeah,
I think it's gonna be hilarious.
I don't know what it is with old Chastain getting all kind of fancy little different schemes going on.
Hey, I think it's funny. So.
I don't know how you get all your sponsors on board to do that though. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
I like it.
We're not gonna rate it until we record the full episode because these are Richmond cars. So
yeah,
that's Ross Chastain and the number 1 Infinite Cool Underwear Jockey scheme. Next up, we got a Chase Briscoe scheme that we technically revealed earlier in the season, but the first time hitting the track, so we're bringing it back.
Last time with the SHR. I like the underwear one better. It's funnier.
You just want Ross's underwear. That's all it is.
I mean, if he'd sign them, I'd gladly take them.
Give you the set he peed in during the race.
It might be worth even more.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
You're right.
What do you think about Briscoe's car?
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's simple. I mean, it's got.
I think I like it better than the. Well, obviously better. I don't know. He didn't run the. He's not one of the one that ran the
50 Shades of Grey one. I love how we've dubbed that car 50 Shades of
Grey. I think that was you. And I just kind of piggybacked. But like that one, the HaasTooling.com car, I feel like they're all plain. A lot of plain schemes coming out of there, unless you're Josh Berry.
Josh Berry's got some hookups on I think Kevin Harvick really helped him with his hookups. But anyway,
That's the only 2 schemes that we got this time around. But check out on Thursday morning when we release all of these schemes that have been released as of Wednesday. So,
are you ready for the exciting part?
what part might that be?
NASCAR's back, baby.
You ready to go race day Horizon, huh?
Yep. What?
Are you sure you're ready? I don't know if you're ready for it.
Big fan.
What big fan?
That's by the window.
That's an air conditioner, not a fan. Yeah. Do you know what button it is? It's the.
He's not ready for it. What
I'm
about
sorry.
you, Braden? You ready for it? Ready for that race day Horizon segment?
Go ahead. I'll be right back. I gotta go help the kids.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, I guess we're going to race day Horizon without him. No, you weren't supposed to see that yet. That's what you're supposed to see.
Wow. Already breaking stuff. I've been gone 3 minutes.
Well, what happens when you got new stuff and it's not sorted out to where it'll automatically do it all for you yet?
All right. All right. I'll let you take Saturday.
Well, finally we have truck and cup action this weekend. We also have some ARCA Menard Series West action. So
Yes,
put
sir.
that on there. But it's the Cookout 400 at Richmond, baby. Race weekend is upon us. Well, almost. We got to survive the work week first. So jumping on to Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Remember, these are Eastern times. I know the last 2 weeks we haven't been able to tell you. Well, no, we did. We just wasn't cup or truck.
No, it was ARCA.
And Cars Tour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
2:30 p.m. Eastern, truck practice and qualifying on FS1. Then you got 4:30 p.m. You got a 45-minute cup practice on the NBC Sports app. Then shortly after that ends at 5:35 p.m. you got cup qualifying on NBC Sports app. Then at 7:30 p.m. is the Clean Harbors 250 truck race. FS1, 70 laps in stages 1 and 2, 110 laps in stage 3, for a total of 250 laps. Partly sunny with a slight chance of rain, a high of 85, and a whopping 60% chance of rain. And then
just in case y'all guys were wondering, that is for the trucks.
I said Clean Harbors 250 truck race. But
Did you? I didn't hear the truck race. My bad.
Guys, pay attention.
What?
10:30 that night.
No, don't touch.
The Napa Auto Care 150, which is the ARCA Menard Series West. That's at Tri-City Speedway in West Richland, Washington. 150 laps. It's going to be streamed on Flow Racing. Mostly clear, a low of 65, and a 3% chance of rain, with 5 to 10 mile an hour winds out of the west.
I'm not gonna lie. I have really been tempted to get Flow Racing. Stop yelling. Solely because of ARCA. Because I have enjoyed watching ARCA a lot more than I thought I would, because it's so much more competitive, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Everybody's fighting to go up higher. That's why I like watching Xfinity and trucks. But enough about that. Are you ready for this?
Are you ready? You weren't ready last time I asked you were ready.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have children.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday!
Nice.
All right. So on Sunday at the 5:30 p.m., you got the Cup pre-race on USA. And on 6 o'clock, you've got the Cookout 400, and that will be on USA or the NBC Sports app. That's 400 laps. And it will be cloudy with a chance of rain. The high is 85 with a 40% chance of rain.
For
NASCAR
some
will
reason,
monitor-
I didn't break down the stages on that, did I?
No, you did not.
All right.
But
Surprise.
NASCAR will... What?
It's a surprise. You don't know what the stage lengths are. You won't find out until race day.
All right. Quit touching the laptop. All right. So NASCAR will monitor the weather and conditions as usual in Nagar. I know. Go, Kinsey. Go. See, I told you I got kids all around me. Anyway, sorry guys. NASCAR will monitor the weather and conditions as usual in regards to Hurricane Debbie, which is showing to move towards North Carolina. Cup teams get 2 sets of option tires. Use sets of standard tires. They have 1 option set and 2 standard sets for practice. They must use the regular tire for qualifying.
Okay, we might have to repeat that one because your Discord went a little cuckoo.
Yeah. Oh my lord. Okay. So where should I pick up at?
Well, you kind of cut out at the beginning part of it, and the end part was fine too.
Okay.
Of
So NASCAR,
the tires.
Oh, the tires? Okay.
Yeah.
So Cup teams have 2 sets of option. Hang on. Oh, kids.
Before we move on to that, Braden said that Josh Berry will win. I don't know if he meant this weekend or just before the season ends. But if any Stewart-Haas driver has a chance to win, I would say it'd be him.
Definitely. As much as I'd like to see Gregson win, just because it's Gregson, I do definitely want to see Barry win. But Cup teams get 2 sets of option tires used at All-Star Race to go along with the 6 sets of standard tire. They will have 1 option set and 2 standard sets for practice, but they must use a regular tire for qualifying.
There we go. Okay, so Braden did say this weekend it'll be Josh Berry. We ain't get to the picks on the upcoming race yet, but Braden's locking his in already.
Yeah. So, careful. Sorry, children. Oh, notable entries.
What are
You want
those?
to take this one?
Sure. Notable entries. We got 3 different drivers. So the number 15 is going to have Riley Earpst in it again, with that Monster Energy Zero Sugar car. The 16 of Ty Dillon will be there with the Chevy Accessories car. And then we got a new driver that has not made an appearance in the Cup Series quite yet. That is the number 66 of Parker Retzlaff. Yeah, making his start before Daytona, because Daytona was supposed to be his start. But NASCAR required him to make a start at a non-super speedway before being approved to run Daytona later, so they worked out a deal with MBM Motorsports to get him on the track this weekend. His sponsor has not yet been announced for that.
So, who is your pick for Richmond?
Well, we got Braden talking about Josh Berry pulling out a win. But I'm thinking old Mr. Retiree is about to pull out one. Martin Truex Jr.
I was about to say, you think MTJ is going to pull it out?
Yeah. Just as long as it's not Denny Hamlin, I'll be all right.
Well, I'm going to stick with the Toyota theme.
I think I got a feeling who you're about to go with.
Who you think?
Not like it's your favorite driver or something.
You dang right. You better get your victory bells ready because he's going to take the track, and I guarantee he's going to have a 3-second lead when he finishes the line.
Going to have a 3-second deficit to the last place car.
Probably.
No.
But he's my pick.
Probably all right. So, with that being said, that's our picks for the upcoming race. If you wanted to make your own picks and lock them in and get some points for it, you need to join our fantasy league on NASCAR.com. Raise Hale Praisedale podcast. It's an HALE podcast on the end, or it's not ours. That's going to ask you for a password. It's all lowercase RHPD 2024. get yourself in there and at least try and pass up some of us. You probably won't catch Trash Can because he's ridiculous.
You can probably catch me.
I'm trying to catch Trash Can. I think I got it less than 150 points that he's ahead of me now. But that's a big gap still to make up.
Yeah.
Jumping forward
Okay,
to
just a second.
new sponsors for Richmond. There are
Yes,
some new sponsors
sir.
that aren't on this list, but that's because we covered them on those paint schemes up top. So,
I don't know if we've seen the scheme yet or not. I'm saying this because this first scheme is Josh Berry, or this new sponsor. I'm sorry, new sponsor. Is PNG supports our military. I got a good feeling it's going to be a patriotic car. If there's ever a way to my heart, it's patriotic cars.
he's about to drop 5 lug nuts on that Joker.
Depending. I'm gonna start reining myself in when it comes to lug nuts because
I don't believe you.
thanks for the boost of confidence.
Braden, you are welcome for Dally following you on Instagram. I guess
Put it down.
it wasn't me.
Put it down.
I haven't followed you yet.
Put it down.
He's telling you to put that thank you down, sir.
Yeah. Put your thank you down on the ground. That's where it belongs.
Uh-oh.
I'm just kidding. No problem, Braden. You are
Gonna
VIP.
move forward
I would do
on that.
anything for you.
On that note, Corey LaJoy, the most winningest driver in the Cup Series, if you don't count anybody winning wins. Advisor Advantage and Clear Spring for his. Then you got Chase Elliott, which his sponsor has not yet been announced. This week was supposed to be the final run for the Hooters scheme this season, but as you know, on a previous episode, Hooters and Hendrick are no longer a thing, but we don't know what sponsor is going to be on the car this weekend. So,
Yes, sir. Then we got Ryan Blaney with his Body Armor Sports Water. So,
Braden says Dally's getting mad.
I'm getting what?
Mad.
Something, yeah.
So we got a little bit of news for old Chris Bell.
Yeah.
He is running a DeWalt scheme, but it's going to be a DeWalt carpentry solution scheme, so it should be a little bit different. Thinking like something with some wood paneling or something maybe. But he also has a crew chief change because his normal one of Adam Stevens is out due to a double knee injury that requires some surgery while he was out on vacation with the family. So he'll be out for a few weeks. In his place will be Chris Sherwood. We'll see if they're able to pull off a win even with a different crew chief than normal.
Yeah, and then we got Recce. Oh, wait.
Slow down.
Todd Gilliland, sorry. And the number 38 is going to have the Pete store as his sponsor.
We technically have seen the Pete store on track, but it was on McDowell's car and not his. That's the reason there. But it's probably going to wind up being the same scheme. That's what they've done with all the other ones. And now Ricky Stenhouse. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Is going to have the Kroger General Mills box tops for education car.
I remember collecting those when I was little. I loved it. Oh, I scrolled down. That looks nice. I like your pick too. But anyway.
I don't know what you could be speaking of. You know what I skipped over? You never played the weekend winners because I don't think I put it back on the docket.
Well, I guess we can play it now if you wanted to.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let me find it. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, we're on the wrong screen. That's why I can't find it.
So, for those of you guys that don't know, I make a weekend winners for every week. It just tells who won the races. That's literally it. But I only had one race to cover this weekend because I did not put the Cars Tour on. So I added, an extra slide or two. But that's what we do every week. You can find it on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and if you can watch the show.
And here it is.
And that is literally it. Usually we got, camping, or the Craftsman, and then we got Xfinity, and then we've got the Cup. I usually don't cover ARCA. I might start adopting it depending on how long it is on the videos. But anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, are you ready to move on to our S Cubed segment?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Our Slick Schemes Spotlight is brought to you by Happy Hour Racing. Get all your NASCAR and Formula One merch. Link is
Yeah,
down
my
in the
shopping
description.
cart's expensive. I'm going to have to go through and clear some of it. Because I know my wife will be like, absolutely not.
Yeah. There is some cool gear over there. They got die cast, they got shirts, hats, and all kinds of stuff over there. Make sure to use code RHPD when you check out. That way we get a little cut to help out the stream and just make it a little bit better for you.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, go ahead and pop that off at our. I'll bring up our S Cube schemes of this week.
Sir, this is your scheme.
Yeah, look how I got the setup now.
It looks good. I like it.
So if you couldn't tell, since you brought up the number 8 earlier of old Dale Earnhardt Jr., I'll bring it up now. His 2005 Daytona 500 scheme, which technically, if you go try and buy, there's like a 3-pack of these because there's 3 different born on dates on the hoods. For every time he was on the track, they got a different date. Hood. Pretty cool. But this is from the 2005 Daytona 500. He started 5th, led a whopping 2 laps, and finished in 3rd. So not terrible. And this scheme here is different than your typical red Budweiser scheme that they were using. It's more of like a metallic red, which you can't really see in the pictures that I got because there weren't very many pictures online other than die casts. But this scheme
he only ran
was
it for 3
beautiful.
races.
Huh?
I said he only ran it for 3 races. So.
Well, technically just the one race. He had for practice, he had the one date on the hood, and then qualifying had a different date.
Yeah. Which is crazy. You'd think they would just put the later date on there instead of having to change it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one little sliver of whatever. They were actually painting the cars back then, so
yeah,
just numbers they had to change.
Yeah. Can I honestly say though, this is my favorite era of Dale Earnhardt Jr. as far as schemes, because like his Budweiser era was top tier. Like you had his, what was it? His Red Sox Budweiser car. You had his, just all of them had like such an appealing look to them. Like you look at it, you're like, yeah, that's what I want on the track.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, like fingers crossed, hoping so bad that when his copyright gets started over, we will see these at least in Xfinity for the number 8 or the 88, whatever you want to run. I want it so bad. I also find it hilarious because the only way you're getting a die cast with Budweiser on it is if you ordered it from like a place like Lionel or something like that. You're not going to get like a Authentics, the modern day Authentics, the winter circles with Budweiser, just because of the sponsor. They can't put that on a
crap.
Yeah, so it just says Dale or Earnhardt or something like that. Or I think it even said Bud. You know what I mean? not Budweiser, but Bud. I think that was one of them.
Bud
So.
Wise.
But yeah,
Those were amazing commercials. But yeah, that's my scheme from the past. That is of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the year that I graduated high school.
I was, what is that, 2005?
Yeah.
Or is that, I was 5 years old.
Baby.
Actually, technically, when that ran, I was still only 4.
I hadn't graduated yet, but I was about to. Yep, that's my scheme. I'm wondering if Dally picked this scheme or if his wife did for this current scheme, which is a scheme from this season.
Yeah, sorry. I'm giving 9/11s. All right. I love you. Night-night. Say night-night. All right.
He might look young. I'm an old man.
Bye.
Some of them drivers we put up on that Weekend Winners video look young though.
Oh, yeah. They make me look like I'm 30 or something. But all right. Well, if you are done talking about this sweet, sweet scheme, I guess we can jump over to mine.
Yeah, but before we do that, you see down in that corner on the left there, got the new little S Cube logo.
Yeah, I like it.
Got like a little cube behind it. Kinda,
Yeah, like
Anywho, jumping forward to yours. Bam.
I chose the Alex Bowman best friend's car, and you might, if you've never watched the podcast, the way we do the S cubed or slick scheme spotlight is one of us chooses an older scheme, which of course was the Dale Jr. from 2005, and the other one chooses a scheme from the last race. Well, since we didn't have any races last week, we got to choose one from this last season, and we flip-flop back and forth. So last week I chose an older scheme, and Voodoo chose one from this season because there wasn't any racing that week either.
Ironically, it was also an Alex Bowman car.
It was.
It was the patriotic
But
guy
I
though.
chose this because I like the thought process behind it, because he donated. No, not that one. That was the one that ran this year. We don't have that one. We have the other one that ran the year before, and I think we have the one that ran the year before that. Anyway, proceeds went to the best friends, whatever it is, to help, animals basically that have been neglected or need rehomed, stuff like that. Yeah, I love schemes like this. My wife really likes them too. When you get like children's hospital schemes, you get, some of them that have more of a meaning besides just let's slap a wrap on a car. Yeah, like take Johnson's scheme, which I almost picked it, honestly, but I think we've already ran it. Johnson's scheme, that
I
his
don't know if
daughter.
we did or not.
No, we didn't, because I chose Castains, I think. Something. I chose one of them. Yeah, I was about to pick it, but I was like, no, we already picked that one, but we didn't. Anyway,
I do have it pre-ordered though.
I do have it pre-ordered as well, but if it gets made, I'm hoping it gets made.
It better.
I know. I'm still salty about that finish, by the way.
I'm salty about the doggone Dollar Tree Family Dollar one, even though it was ugly.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the one that I was like, I'm not ordering that. I'm not gonna try to make room for a car that ugly. Now, you better believe when my 75 years of petty car comes in, that sucker's getting displayed. But anyway, I chose this one just because, it's a simplistic design, but it's got a dog and a cat on the side of it. Who doesn't like that? Got paw prints all over it.
Braden. We agree. Lionel does suck these days.
Facts. If there was another company that did the same work as Lionel, like actually took like pre-orders and stuff, but actually made them and, was decent, I would definitely use that other company. But Lionel kind of has a monopoly on it. So.
Yeah, I got kind of a monopoly situation going on.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, this ran at Pocono. He started 6th and finished 3rd, so a great finish. So I mean, it looked good on track.
It did. It did. And something that these pictures don't really do justice is like all these paw prints were kind of like what do you call it? Like a glittery or a reflective,
Yeah,
almost kind of deal.
Yeah, it had like the metallic dust in it and stuff.
Yeah.
It looked really good. Now, granted, it's I still like the one that we got to see at Nashville. That one's still my favorite because that one was like,
Yeah.
But this one was a good one. Man, we've been picking a lot of Bowman cars recently.
Right. He's got to win at something this season.
I mean, he won at Chicago.
Technicalities.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. As it's winding down, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Feel free to DM us. I mean, we're up for conversation. I mean, take a look at Braden. He jumped in the chat, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and now he's our VIP, and I will call him out every race or every episode. So shout out to Braden for being our VIP. We really do appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry I come out as, I hope you understand I was just joking about the thank you thing earlier. But yeah, thank you so much for all your support. I'm definitely seeing how this season has gone. I'm definitely looking forward to next season. I don't know, we haven't even hit playoffs yet.
We're not ending yet. I just noticed that I didn't have our end screen on there yet.
Okay, I was like, are you telling me to just shut up and stop talking? I'm sorry.
No.
But yeah, I'm real thankful. We're at 46 subscribers. Our TikTok, my video that I posted this morning of just the special weekend winners already has 406 views, which is amazing. It's blowing my mind. Thank you guys for all you that watch. Like I said, the goal of this is just to be fans that are talking to other fans about the sport. I'm not trying to cast shade on anybody. I just really enjoy it, and there was really no one to talk to around here that really is into it as good as I am. Luckily, I found this dude. I just picked him up on the side of the road one day, and we ended up.
Believe it or not, it wasn't even NASCAR that we first started talking to each other about.
We started gaming on GTA, and then NASCAR got brought up. We figured out we were both Johnson fans, and it was definitely really cool. We built a really good friendship. I mean, we went on and got to see Nashville together. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, the voices in my head over here are telling me that here pretty soon we're gonna have to get another trip going.
You believe maybe it's been over a month since we were there?
No, I want to go back.
Because I mean, technically today would mark exactly a month from when we
from when you're
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely like when me and you started talking a couple of years ago, I honestly didn't really see this happening. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just like you jumping into a game with honestly like a bunch of randoms. And I don't know. I don't know why I'm oddly sentimental today, but I really do appreciate everybody. I appreciate you, Braden. I appreciate you, Voodoo, for everything that you do. I mean, because let's be honest, the show would be trash without your slides and everything. So, I mean, I really do appreciate it. I don't want you to think that I just don't care.
It definitely doesn't feel like it's been a month, Braden. I can tell you that for sure.
Oh man, I know. It feels like a couple weeks, maybe. I'm ready to go back. Can we go back?
It's not hot again.
Oh,
that was ridiculously hot.
Oh,
I had to drink a lot more water the day before.
I went from like 105 to 70 in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Anywho,
all we got for this episode, y'all. So
That's
go ahead and
and then
speak that outro since you got the scheme from this season. We do play on Xbox, Braden. We play, well, NASCAR Heat 5, obviously. Catch our Wednesday and Sundays. At least one of us, if not both of us, are racing. Lately, we've been kind of playing a butt ton of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3. So,
Yeah, Braden, if you want to jump
Fortnite,
in,
Turbo Golf Racing.
I'll DM you on Instagram, my gamer tag, and we can link up but it is what it is.
Thank you again, Braden, for joining. But right now, we are crossing the finish line of another Race Hale Praisedale episode. Until next time, may your tracks be clear and your victories many. So, good night, race fans.
Brazil and all that. If you go and I don't get a phone call, we're gonna